Hi everyone. Hi. So today I want to share with you one of the techniques that I'm going to use in my upcoming alcohol ink workshop. I'm so excited. I've been experimenting like crazy, trying to figure out just what kind of ornaments I wanted to share with my class. And so this is my very favorite technique that I'm going to show you, and you can create these really beautiful ornaments with all of this texture and glitter. I'm just trying to let you see what this looks like. So really nice. This is one example, and then I have this red one. This one is a little less ink. I use silver and red alcohol inks. And one more. So this is the technique I want to show you. All of the ink is inside this glass ornament. And so it's just like really neat. It's all enclosed, and there are some techniques where you put it on the outside, and I kind of like those, but this is my favorite technique. So it's what I want to share with you. I made this one earlier today, so I'm still just completely in love. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is remove the little cap. The first thing you have to do is remove the little cap. I'm going to put this one back on just so you can see. So you remove the cap. All you do is you may have to just twist that a little bit and then pull from the loop, and the cap comes right off. Now this is a glass ornament, so hold it carefully when you're doing this technique. You don't want to drop it. I actually have already broken a couple of these, so just to let you know. And you see here I have a couple of cups on my table, and I'm going to use those just when I need to put the ornament down. Okay, so for this demonstration, I am going to, let's see, I want to be very Christmassy, so I'm going to use this, this is Red Pepper alcohol ink by Ranger, and take the lid off of there, and I am going to use my brand new bottle, brand new, no big blobs, no clogging. My 4-year-old bottle was clogging, as you know if you watched my other video. And of course, here's the ball. You definitely have to shake it and take the lids off. And I think I want to use one more color. I want to make sure that it's a color that works well with the red, because I am like swirling these around a lot, and while if you're just putting alcohol inks on paper, they don't like to mix, but if you swirl it, yeah, I'm just concerned about what color I might get. So I can either choose a yellow, then I will have a red and a orangey kind of ornament, or I can choose a blue, which will take me more to the purple side. I already have a purplish sort of ornament. So I'm thinking this time I'll choose the yellow, and we'll just see what happens. 1 second. Okay, so the yellow I've chosen is butterscotch, and it's a nice orangey rich yellow, and I'm gonna try and open it. There we go. Okay, so sorry it took me a minute to set up, but I just wanted to get everything laid out for you. So I'm just gonna hold my ball, and I'm going to squirt the ink right down inside. Now this one I'm going to just kind of drip down from the edge of the top. And I'm just barely squeezing the bottle. I don't really need a whole lot of ink. And I'm going to drip it down on several sides. and kind of swirl it around. And as you know, alcohol inks dry really fast, but inside this enclosed space where it can't evaporate as quickly, it takes a little bit longer to dry. So there's my yellow, and honestly, it's butterscotch, and it looks like butterscotch. Don't you just love butterscotch candy? Okay, sorry, I digress. Okay, so now I'm going to add some red, and I think I'm going to drip the red right down the bottom. Just 3 drops. That's all I'm going to put right now. And I'm just going to swirl that around and move it around and get it moving around. Okay, so I have that moving around a little bit. Now, here is the key. I'm going to take compressed air, which you can get from your office store or big box store, something like that, and put this tip of this just inside the ornament. It's not very far. I don't want to put it way down in there. Just put it inside, and I'm going to do short bursts. And this is going to be loud on the camera. So I'm just going to stop talking for a second and do some short bursts of air inside the ornament. And it's gonna move the ink around a lot. I hope the camera really caught that. Okay. Let's see the ink moving around. One thing to note when you're doing this, the air goes in really quickly, and what happens is wherever you spray, like I'm going to spray right up here, it'll leave a space. But if you spray on the opposite side of where you want the ink to go, it will push it around. So when I want the ink to come up on this side, because of gravity, it pulls at the bottom, I'm going to spray at the bottom, and it's going to push it up and over. Okay, so I have this coated. It's really a nice orange and yellow, and as you can see, completely transparent. But now I'm going to add some silver mixative. And the mixatives are not as transparent, but they're still slightly transparent. So that's about 3 drops, and I'm going to add some more red because I'm really Christmas and red, you know, it just has to be. And I swirl that around just a tiny bit. And now I'm going to use my air. So I'm using short bursts, and I kind of had my little stick in there too far. So I'm going to add just a little. I don't really like this pattern. I don't really like the way that looks. So instead of adding more ink at this point, I'm just going to add a drop of this isopropyl alcohol. Well, actually it helps if you remove the cap before you try and squeeze the dropper. So just 1 drop. I'm going to start with just 1 because it's not going to evaporate as fast. Hello. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to swirl that around a little bit. That's going to get the inks moving. And now I'm going to spray some more. And as I shared with you in the past, you can't control alcohol inks. You can only nudge them. Okay, so now I'm still working. I'm just keep on going. I'm going to drip some of these down the side, and then I'm going to blow some more. And I just twist and turn the ornament and blow and twist and turn and blow and twist, turn and blow. And I think you can tell I'm getting some interesting patterns there. Now here's what I've noticed. I've used only a couple of drops of silver, and the color is so transparent, and I don't want it to be that transparent. But the thing is, at this point, I don't want to add the white mixative, which would make it much more opaque. I don't want to add that because the red in here, there's a little bit of red left, would turn pink because it's still wet. So I'm going to just add some more red, and you can see this flowing down. And then I'm going to add about 4 more drops of silver, and blow some more. All right, here we go. I think I moved that out of the camera's range. I was looking at the ornament and not paying attention to my video. Sorry about that. Concentrating. Okay. So the silver has mixed in with that orange and red and made kind of that dark color. There are a lot of nice patterns going on inside of this ornament. And the ink is still wet inside, so it is still moving. Okay, so then now we have this, and we kind of have something on the bottom. Say we kind of like it, but you want to add more ink to this top part. So what you can do, I just want to make sure that this is swished around. There's just a little bit of ink. It's going to keep flowing. Like I said, you can't control it, but we can nudge it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drip some butterscotch and down on the side. I'm just touching the inside of the lid and letting, I'm not squeezing very hard on the bottle, I'm letting the ink run down. And then I'm going to add some silver. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and add silver. Add some silver in the exact same spot. I'm going to let it drip back this way, and I'm going to spin it. And as I spin it, it's going to go around the hole in the opening, which is what I want in this case. Because now I'm going to blow at the very edge of the opening. So blowing, and it's going to blow it down. So let's see. And it's going to make some cool effects, blowing that ink down. Oh, I don't know if I want to blow that part. Look at that. That looks amazing right there. I don't know if you can see this part. It just has this nice super orange and red edge. It's beautiful. Okay. So I'm just going to, that's going to keep moving. No matter how much I like it, it's going to keep moving. Now this is kind of a mess. I'm looking at it, it's kind of a mess. I don't really want to mess with this. I'm going to flip it completely down, and maybe it'll dry a little bit. And then I'm just going to spray it in the bottom so I can move those inks around a little bit more. So that's a little bit better. It has some interesting patterns. There's a spot there I don't like, but it doesn't want to cooperate with me. And so, okay, I got a little bit on the outside. Wipe it off while it's wet, or wipe it off later with alcohol, whatever works for you. Okay, so I was putting a little ink. Now remember, this little spot is the spot that I don't like. So I'm going to blow at the top. I'm going to put that on the bottom. I'm going to blow at the top and move the ink in that direction if I can. that little spot just doesn't want to do anything. But guess what? It's okay, because when I finish, this is going to be amazing. Okay, so I'm going to flip this upside down for the moment. Everything in there is wet. Now, something that's really cool about these ornaments that I just made earlier is they have the glitter. They have glitter inside. And you don't need to add anything extra. If the inks are wet, you don't need to add anything extra to make the glitter stick. All you need to do is add the glitter to the wet ink. I'm using an iridescent glitter. It's very fine, and it's called Bling by Recollections. And I'm just going to pour some in there. The more you pour, the more that will stick, of course. Okay, and then I'm just going to shake it around. Shake it, shake it. And a couple of things happen. Okay, I shook it around. It looks pretty good, but I'm going to do like a quick, short blast of air. It's going to send that glitter flying. Don't do this near your face or your glitter will fly into your face. Okay. And then I'm just going to... Okay. So, I'm going to wipe this off because I want you to be able to see the glitter is on the inside. Okay, so now I have this very patterned alcohol ink ornament. And remember the spot I said I didn't like? Here it is. I still have blue alcohol ink on my fingers from earlier. This is the spot that I didn't like. So what's happened is the glitter, in this case, there was quite a bit of wet ink. The glitter picked up the ink, but it filled in that hole that I just didn't like. And so you can really see, I hope you can see this part is super sparkly. Oh yeah, it is. And I tried to have good lighting, but this is a little bit. Okay, so we have an orange and yellow and red alcohol ink ornament. And I'm really actually pretty happy with that. Now, one thing to note is the inks are still wet inside. It's going to keep moving. So, depending on how you say, if I sit this down on the side like this, that ink is all going to flow around and down to that side. And you're going to have a spot over here. And you may or may not like that. So what I have been doing is I just set it upside down, slightly tilted to one side. This works better for that. Slightly tilted because I don't want everything, in this case, I don't want everything to flow straight down. I want it to flow kind of a little bit to the side. So here are two examples of what I mean. Okay, so this one I set straight up and down, upside down in the cup to let the ink flow, and you can see how the lines go straight down toward this top. And personally, I love this ornament, and I realize it's gray, but the iridescence of the glass for this one, it just made it really shine. So there was the one I set it completely upside down, ink strained down, and it leaves these kind of straight lines going to the top. And this one I set at an angle, and so you can see, I think, here's the top, and here are the pattern lines. And I got some really cool textures with the glitter. This was a little bit bigger glitter, so that made the texture a little bit different. And really beautiful. And this one reminds me of a geode. I love geodes, and so it makes me really happy. But the point that I was trying to tell you was that depending on how you set the ornament down, that's where the ink is going to flow, because it is still a little bit wet for a little while. It just doesn't dry as fast in this enclosed little space. And so I showed you this one at the beginning, I think, and it's similar. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's a beautiful ornament, and I am excited to see your alcohol ink experiments. You should really try these. These are just luscious and beautiful, and you can't buy them unless you get them from an artist. But you can make them, and you don't have to be an artist. Okay, so I'll see you later. You take care, and share with me what you create. Okay, bye.